Okay, in this one I'm going to show you what are xpub and xsub in ZeroMQ. Stands for extended, and basically it's just a way to dynamically know the subscription of your publisher and subscriber sockets. So let me just show you what it does. So right now I just have the very basic publisher subscriber example. I'm writing this in C++ just because it's slightly easier, but it's basically the same in every language. So I have a publisher that publishes every X time, and I have a subscriber. You can see that the subscriber is currently running, and so if I run the publisher, we can see that I receive some message. Nothing crazy so far. So let's first focus on xpub. So the way you create a xpub socket is just by changing the socket type to xpub, like so, nothing surprising there. And so what's going to happen is that now the publisher, generally like publisher to subscriber, is a unidirectional thing where the publisher just sends a message and never receives anything. But in a xpub, the xpub socket will receive messages whenever there is a subscription or an unsubscription from a topic. So let me just showcase this quickly. I have a receive timeout here. So when I try to, so I will create a message like so, message, and I will do publisher receive in the message, and I will do auto results like so. And if there is no results, that means that we've timed out. So, and when we time out, we will send the message because why not? Up like this, no need for the sleep anymore. And so, yeah, so far this should behave exactly as before. So I'm running it and I receive some message because right now, yeah, maybe we receive some stuff, but we don't print anything. So let's just do that else we receive if we receive something, it's automatically a subscription or unsubscription message. And the way it works is that the first byte of the message is a 1 or a 0. 0 is unsubscribe, 1 is subscribe. So we can do this sub or unsub like this, and this will be equal to message data. We consider it as bytes, and we just take the first one. Then we can get the topic by just converting this to a string, and then we do need to remove the first byte, since this is just the sub or unsub byte. So we do topic, erase, and I think it's 0, 1 in C++ just to remove the first character of a string. And then we can do if sub or unsub equal 0, then we have a ln unsubscribe from this, and we just print the topic. Else it's gonna be a subscribe, so we're gonna do something like this. And now let's restart this. And we can see that automatically when the socket reconnects, because I've restarted the application, the subscriber sends a subscribe message. And so we see that we now see the subscription that the subscriber sent us, which is hey. And so yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem that cool, but then you can do dynamic stuff according to what topic are currently subscribed to. So if you have some kind of message producing and there can be multiple different topics, but for example, you need to serialize the message, you can avoid serializing messages for topics that aren't subscribed, so that you avoid wasting CPU cycles and stuff like that. So let's make this a bit more interesting. So the way it works as well by default is that you receive only, it's a bit counterintuitive, but you receive only one subscribe message per topic which is currently subscribed to. What I mean is that if you have multiple subscribers and they all subscribe to the same topic, you won't receive like 5 subscribe message, you will receive 1 by default. So let me just showcase this. Let me do the subscribe like so. So I will just run another subscriber, we see that it works and so on. And if I restart the publisher, what you would expect intuitively is that you receive 2 subscribe messages since there is 2, but we see that we only receive 1. I mean, nothing is broken, they still work, but by default it's an on-off kind of switch. And so if you want to change this behavior, you need to set the socket option, which is called xpub-verbose, like so, to true. And now every subscribe message will be sent to you, regardless of if it's already present. And so, yeah, you can see that when I kill my subscribe socket, I should receive... Oh yeah, it's the same for unsubscribe, so like I killed one and then there was no unsubscribe message received, but if I kill both, you can see that I received unsubscribe. And again, this is a bit counterintuitive, but you need to put the flag xpub-verbose and so that will send you every single unsubscribe message. So let me quickly demonstrate this. So if I run one, we can see that I have 1 subscribe message. If I run the second one, we can see that I have my second subscribe message. And now if I kill one, we can see I have the unsubscribe for that one. And if I kill the other one, now I have the unsubscribe for that one as well. So this is what I would expect by default, but the ZeroMQ people, they decided it should be by default an on-off switch, which I think, yeah, now that I think of it, it kind of makes sense. In most situations, it's just not very intuitive for the newcomer, let's say. So yeah, maybe let's move on to the xsub thing. So now let's go to the subscriber. Maybe we can just let's just run this one in the background, maybe, or can I just run my publisher here? Okay, so the publisher will run here and we'll focus on the subscriber here. So let's go back to the subscriber. And so let's now switch our subscriber to a xsub. And again, the only difference between a subscribe socket and a xsub socket is that now you can instead of calling the subscribe socket option to subscribe to something, you can actually send message to subscribe to something. So instead of doing this, I could do subscriber send, and then I could do ZeroMQ, const buffer, like so. And then I can specify that it's going to be a length of 3. And I need to specify if it's the first byte. You remember if it's an unsub or a sub. And the way you do this in C, it's just 00 would be unsubscribe, and so 1 would be subscribe, I think. Yes, so 1 would be subscribe, and so now if I run my subscriber like so, we can see that it should be exactly the same behavior, but you can see that I sent a message to subscribe, which is also nice because now you can have some things that dynamically subscribe via your xsub. Actually, the xsub is, as far as I understand, only used when using proxy mainly, which I will detail in the next video, I think. So yeah, but that's the main thing about xsub. So yeah, that's most of it. You can probably leave the video for now, but I have a few more things to show. So if we go back to our publisher, let's restart the subscribers here, because why not? There is a thing where there's other options. So one of the options is a welcome message, which is a bit welcome message like this, and you can set this to hello there, fellow subscriber or something. So this welcome message will be sent automatically when a subscriber connects for the first time. So let me run this, publisher, and we can see that first it receives the welcome message and then it receives the rest. And you can change the welcome message as you go in your program. So I could set it here if I wanted to. So I think it's kind of nice if you have like some value which needs to be sent as soon as someone connects, and you can dynamically change that. That can be nice. There is the manual option. So like this. So xpub manual. So when manual is enabled, you will need to enable a subscription manually. What I mean is that you will still receive the sub or unsub message, but you will then need to manually, let's say here, you will need to manually publisher set ZeroMQ subscribe like so. No. Oh, it's sock opt. I forgot. You will manually need to set the subscribe sock opt like this, otherwise it won't work. So let me just showcase it without the option. So let's kill this one, let's restart this guy. And so if we do something like this, we see that we receive the subscription message, but no messages are being sent except the welcome one. And so that's what manual does. So now if I enable this thing where I manually need to subscribe my publisher to this topic, and I run my publisher, now we see that it works and that I receive the hello messages. And so yeah, that's about it. That's all the options I've ever used for xpub. There's some other ones that I saw, which is xpub no drop. So that will by default the publisher, if the queue is the send queue is full, it will drop new messages. And with this option, it will just return an error code, and you can maybe wait or do something. And I think that's about it. So yeah, in the next video, I will showcase the proxy feature of ZeroMQ, and I will do this with xpub and xsub. So anyway, see you in the next one.